Good day and thank you for joining us on Beetv Global News at 12. I am Lee Batesman Johanna. Now the news in details. Supporters of former CNN anchor Don Lemon gathered outside the federal courthouse in St. Paul on Friday as the journalist pleaded not guilty to federal criminal charges linked to his coverage of protests against immigration enforcement in Minnesota. The report.
Lemon, now working as an independent journalist, faces charges connected to a January 18 protest that interrupted a church service in St. Paul. Authorities alleged demonstration interfered with worshippers' rights and violated federal civil rights protections that safeguard access to religious service. During his arraignment in federal court, Lemon formally entered a not guilty plea and indicated he will contest the case. His legal team argues he was present strictly in his professional capacity as a reporter live streaming and documenting the protest, not participating in it. Outside the courthouse, dozens of supporters gathered chanting slogans in defense of press freedom and calling for the charges to be dropped. The case stemmed from an anti-immigration enforcement protest held inside a church whose pastor was reported to have links to U.S. immigration and custom enforcement. Demonstrators entered during the service chanting against ICE, drawing national attention. Federal prosecutors accused Lemon and others of conspiring to interfere with religious worship and deprive civil rights under status, including the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrance Act, which also protects religious services from obstruction or intimidation. A total of 9 people, including another journalist, were charged in connection with the protest. Following the hearing, Lemon described the charges as baseless and politically motivated, vowing he would continue reporting and would not be silenced. His lawyers said the case raises major First Amendment issues concerning press freedom and the rights of journalists covering protests. The prosecution has sparked debates across the United States, with press freedom groups warning that charging journalists for covering demonstration could threaten constitutional protection, while government officials maintain the law must protect religious worship from disruption. The case is expected to proceed in federal courts in the coming months. Evelyn is reporting for Beetv News.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has presented the country's Medal of Freedom to Olympic skeleton raiser Vladislav Hereskyev after the athlete was disqualified at the Winter Games for wearing a helmet honoring sportsmen killed in the war with Russia. The report.
In a meeting held in Kyiv, Zelensky praised Hereskyev for what he described as courage and patriotism, saying the athlete's gesture symbolized remembrance for Ukrainians who have died since the full-scale invasion. The president noted that Ukraine values athletes who use their international platforms to highlight the human cost of the conflict and to keep global attention on the war. Hereskyev had competed in the Olympic skeleton event but drew the attention of sporting officials after appearing with a helmet bearing inscriptions dedicated to fallen Ukrainian athletes. Competition authorities ruled that the display breached rules prohibiting political or commemorative messaging on equipment during the games, leading to disciplinary action and his disqualification. Following the incident, Ukrainian officials and many supporters at home defended the racer, arguing that the tribute was humanitarian rather than political and reflected national mourning. The controversy quickly gained public attention, with Ukrainian sport bodies and veterans groups calling for recognition of Hereskyevich's stand. During the award ceremony, Zelensky handed the racer the state's decoration and thanked him for presenting Ukraine with dignity. The president added that honoring the memory of those killed in the war is a matter of national importance and that Ukrainian athletes remain ambassadors for the country during wartime. Hereskyev, speaking after receiving the honor, said the helmet message was intended to remember colleagues and compatriots who can no longer compete. He reiterated his commitment to continue representing Ukraine in international sports and to keep attention on the sacrifices made by Ukrainian citizens. The Medal of Freedom is one of Ukraine's highest civilian state awards and is granted for outstanding service to the nation, including contributions to public life, culture, security, and international representation. Evelyn is reporting for Beetv News.
A man who attempted to attack a police officer with a knife near the Arc de Triomphe in central Paris was shot by police and later died from injuries, French authorities confirmed. The report.
According to security sources, the incident happened in a busy Champs Elysees area close to the historic monuments, a location frequently crowded with tourists and heavy traffic. Officers on patrol reportedly confronted the suspect after noticing suspicious behavior. Officials said the man suddenly produced a knife and moved towards one of the officers in what authorities described as an immediate threat. Police responded by opening fire to neutralize the attacker. Emergency medical teams were quickly dispatched to the scene, and the suspect was transported for treatment but was later pronounced dead. No police officers or civilians were reported injured during the confrontation. The area was temporarily sealed off as armed officers secured the scene and investigators began forensic examinations. French prosecutors have opened an investigation into the attack, including the circumstances surrounding the police use of firearms. Counter-terrorism authorities are also assessing whether the assault had any extremist link, though officials said it was too early to confirm a motive. Witnesses described a rapid police response, with security forces moving swiftly to control the situation. Authorities have urged calm while the investigation continues, noting that security patrols remain active across central Paris as a precaution. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
A former Norwegian prime minister and two senior international business executives are facing renewed questions over their past associations with convicted U.S. sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, as the long-running fallout from the scandal continues to widen across political and corporate circles. The report.
The latest scrutiny follows the emergence of previously undisclosed meeting record, travel contacts, and professional links that investigators and media organizations are now reviewing as part of ongoing international reports into Epstein network. While no new criminal charges have been announced in connection with the Norwegian's political figure or the executives, the revelations have intensified public debate about the extent of Epstein's influence among global elite before his 2019 death in U.S. custody. According to sources familiar with the inquiry, the former Norwegian leader is understood to have attended at least one event where Epstein was present during the period when Epstein maintained relationship with prominent politicians, financiers, and academics. Representative for the ex-prime minister said the contact was limited, occurred in an official or professional setting, and predated the most serious criminal allegation that later became public. Separately, two high-profile executives from multinational firms are also reported to have professional dealings or social encounters with Epstein. Company spokesperson for the firms involved have stressed that an interaction were lawful, brief, and connected to business or philanthropic gathering common among international business leaders at the time. Both executives have denied any knowledge of Epstein's criminal conduct. The developments come amid a broader global donations, adversary roles, or partnership connected to Epstein should be re-examined. In Norway, political commentators say the issue could generate reputational pressure if further documentation emerged, though no formal parliamentary inquiry has been announced. Public reaction has so far centered on calls for full disclosure of any meetings, travel, or financial relationships. The renewed attention underscores how the Epstein scandal continues to ripple through international political and corporate network years after his death, with additional names periodically surfacing as archived communications, flight logs, and event records are revisited. Authorities in multiple jurisdictions say investigations tied to Epstein's association and financial operations remain open, meaning further disclosures are possible. Favor Kolawole reporting for BTV News.
U.S. consumer inflation slowed more than analysts anticipated in January, helped by a drop in gasoline prices and further easing in rental costs, fresh data showed. The figures suggest the price pressures, while still present across parts of the economy, are not accelerating fast enough to force the Federal Reserve System to rush into cutting interest rates in the near term. The report.
According to the latest inflation reading, the Consumer Price Index posted a modest monthly increase, reflecting softer energy prices and a continued moderation in housing-related inflation, a category that had been one of the strongest drivers of price growth over the past 2 years. Lower fuel costs at the pump provided meaningful relief for consumers and helped restrain the headline number. However, the report also shows that households continued to face higher prices in several essential areas. Food categories, certain services, insurance-related expenses, and medical costs remain elevated, underscoring the underlying inflation has not fully subsided. Core inflation, which excludes volatile food and energy components and is closely watched by policymakers, remain firm enough to keep officials cautious. Financial markets interpreted the data as reinforcing expectation that the central bank will likely maintain its wait-and-see approach on monetary policy. Policymakers have repeatedly emphasized the need for more consistent evidence that inflation is moving sustainably towards their 2% target before beginning any rate-cutting cycle. The January numbers therefore strengthen the view among economists that any potential interest rate reduction may not begin until later in the year, possibly towards the summer. If this inflation continues, the labor market conditions soften gradually. For consumers, the fixed inflation picture means some short-term relief in energy and housing costs, but continued financial pressure from services and everyday necessities. Analysts note that while inflation is no longer surging, the pace of declining remains uneven, leaving both households and policymakers navigating a still uncertain price environment. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
And on the business segment, price competition intensified along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway as SGR filling station in the Mowe axis reduced its petrol pump price to 805 per litre, down from 812 naira. The move followed a similar reduction by a NIPCO station near Loto, which cut its price from 828 naira to 812 per litre. The report.
Alert filling station in Ibafo sold petrol at 820 per litre, while Habib filling station maintained 819. SAO station in Mowe and Loto dispensed at 825 per litre, while the Dangote partnered MRS station at Olowotedo reduced its price to 825 from 839. Meanwhile, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited outlets in Lagos and Ogun sold petrol between 837 and 840 per litre. The Dangote refinery earlier reduced its grantee price by 25 from 799 to 774 per litre, with the new rates taking immediate effect. Custom intercept 1 billion naira cocaine, unveiled digital reform. The Nigerian Customs Service intercepted 22 wraps of cocaine weighing 25 kg and valued at 1 billion naira at the Oloko axis in the Badagry area of Lagos State. The Comptroller General of Custom, Adewale Adeni, represented by Deputy Comptroller General Timi Bomodi, said the interception was based on actionable intelligence swiftly executed by officers of the Federal Operations Unit, Zone A Ikeja. Adeni said the seizure underscores the service's commitment to border security and combating narcotics trafficking in line with Section 55(1)(c) of the NCS Act 2023. He also disclosed plans for the service to commence paperless operations by the end of the second quarter of 2026. NDIC ensures 99% depositors, urges BVN linkage. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation said about 99% of depositors in Nigerian banks are fully covered under its enhanced deposit insurance scheme. It urged customers to link their bank verification numbers to their accounts to ensure seamless access to insured funds in the event of bank failure. NDIC Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Thompson Oludare made this known at the 47th Kaduna International Trade Fair in Kaduna. He said the corporation has played a key role in protecting depositors, especially the most vulnerable, from the effects of bank bank failures. Olidare added that NDIC's mandate includes deposit insurance, supervision of insured institutions, resolution of distressed banks, and liquidation of failed banks. He noted that the corporation works closely with the Central Bank of Nigeria to strengthen financial system stability. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
And on the entertainment news, popular Nigerian reality star White Money has announced his engagement, thrilling fans just hours before Valentine's Day. The former Big Brother Niger winner shared intimate videos on Instagram, capturing the moment he proposed to his partner. The report.
The announcement quickly went viral, with fans flooding the comment section to congratulate the couple and celebrate the romantic milestone. Many praised White Money for sharing such a personal moment with his followers. The engagement adds to a growing list of high-profile Valentine's Day proposals in Nigeria, highlighting the season as a popular time for couples to take their relationship to the next level. White Money's announcement has become one of the most talked about and heartwarming moments online. In another development, Nollywood actress Regina Daniels surprised her husband Rita Daniels with 2 luxurious vehicles as an early Valentine's Day gift. Rita shared her excitement in an Instagram post, revealing that one of her previous vehicles had been involved in an accident. The video shows Rita enjoying her new cars while fans celebrated the generous gesture. The gift comes amid public attention on Regina's personal life, including her highly publicized marital dispute with her husband, Senator Ned Nwoko. The controversy between Regina and Ned began when she accused him of domestic violence, a claim he denied while alleging she struggled with substance abuse. Regina countered by saying her husband enabled her drug use and isolated her from her family, drawing significant media attention to the couple. Director Steven Spielberg and his wife Kate Capshaw donated $25,000 to a $2 million GoFundMe campaign set up for the family of late Dawson Creek actor James Verde Beek, who passed away at 48. The campaign has now surpassed its target, with contributions from other celebrities including Zoe Saldana and Joe M. Chu. Van de Beek was best known for his role as the lead character in Dawson Creek from 1998 to 2003. Although he never formally worked with Spielberg, his character idolized the director, displaying posters of Spielberg's fame in his bedroom. Spielberg also had previously shown support for Van de Beek's work, sending a surprise video message to the Dawson Creek cast reunion last year. The donation highlights the film's icon admiration for the late actor and support for his family during their time of loss. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Isabella reporting for BTV News.
Lastly, in sports news, Victor Osimhen provided 2 assists as Galatasaray trashed Yurtop 5-1 in the Turkish Super League clash on Friday, helping the champions extend their lead at the top of the table to 6 points. Galatasaray struck twice in the first half before Yurtop Bedhian's Hotiat was sent off in the 30th minute, effectively ending the visitors' hope. Osimhen set up the opening goal just 2 minutes in with a cross for Yunus Akon and later assisted Mauro Icardi for a second-half goal. Icardi completed his hat-trick with goals in the 36th and 70th minutes, while Mentahan Antabas scored for Yurtop and Jeremy Owen's goal sealed the 5-1 victory. The win extended Galatasaray's unbeaten league run to 10 matches and moved them to 55 points. Meanwhile, Atletico Madrid have reportedly identified Osimhen as a potential summer signing as the plan for the possible departure of either Julian Alvarez or Alexander Sørloth, according to Turkey Today. The Nigerian striker performances in Turkey have attracted attention from top European clubs. And that's it in our Global News Update. Thank you for joining us. Coming up next is the News Update at 3. I am Lee Johanna. Bye for now.